Welcome to Into the Mind of a Madman. You are now rocking with me, the Madman, and the conversation I had with myself today was about money. Money is the root of all evil. I want to start there because I do not believe money is the root of all evil. I believe people are the root of all evil. And money is just a factor in life to where we all need it. We all need it to survive. Things cost. The way society works, you have to have money to pay for things. And I believe the evilness comes in from people who have no money, the lack of money, little money, or new to money. The evil doesn't really come into most people's lives where people with money or people who are used to money inflicts evil. Now, I do understand systemic racism being a black man in America, but for the most part, the racism I may experience, it doesn't come in the form of not having direct access to money. What I'm trying to say is the most interaction I may have with somebody in the financial world that'll affect me is a family, friend, business partner per se. On when it comes to just having the access to money, we tend to get very defensive and very aware that we do not want to become part of the impoverished community once again. You know, we grow up in these in the urban community with a lot of a lack in clothes, food, entertainment, life experiences. It's because the lack of money is not there. So, and then when we come into the fortune of having somewhat a couple dollars in our pocket, somewhat not having to necessarily live off of government assistance, the people around us who we may deem somewhat of a problem that may force us to be back within the impoverished community, we tend to start, acting like crabs in the bucket. You know, I heard many people say, crabs don't belong in a bucket. But we I just really wanted to have a real conversation about the understanding that when we do come into money, we don't have to like secure it to the point where our friends where we alienate ourselves from our friends and family. I'm not saying the person, the cash cow per se, has to now acquiesce to the many demands of the people in our lives at that point. We just need to not hold hold everybody to a standard of you not deserving of any type of uh any type of what I want to say. I want to say any type of ownership within our success. Now let's bring it back to where money began, the origin, not necessarily a chronological date, just the general understanding of how money came to be. Money came to be because we had a barter system, right? The barter system was I do for you, you do for me. I have cows, you have grains. I need grains, you need cows for meat, milk, or whatever. Let's switch. Give me uh however many pounds of grains for this one cow. And as that continued on, I just believe as somewhere in history, people of the have found that wasn't a sustainable way to do things, the barter system. Once we start expanding families and society, we start understanding that I can't give away all my livestock for your building equipment or all my building equipment for your livestock because at some point I won't have any. We have that aspect. I also believe there was a time where the many people who didn't have anything to barter wanted to get in the game, and they had to find a way for them to now have access the uh to the economy in which everything was being built upon without having livestock or having some type of certain skill set. So I believe money was created. Somebody found a way to more so what say monetize or find value in we'll take American dollars, a piece of paper to say with the agreement we value this paper at $1. We value this paper at $2. We value this paper at $5, and so on and so forth. And with this valued paper that you possess, you can buy or acquire certain things. So no longer do we now have to trade uh no longer do we have to use a barter system. Now we have a actual value means to which we can keep what we own and continue to grow without like I said, without losing per se. And like I said, when people agreed to this and every country has their own currency, you know, we started to evolve as a people. We started to evolve as an economy. And within evolving as an economy and as a people, we started to value people. We started to understand that everybody can't be rich. There has to be some type of system in place to say some type of class system in place to say who can do what. And throughout time, you know, you had certain systems, I believe the caste system, to where you can, like a prince, if you were born into royalty, you will always be in a royalty. If you were born into peasantry, you'll always be a peasant. If you was born into business class, you'll always be business class. We had that type of system in society in place in some countries. And like I said, further than that, we always wanted a system to where we wanted a unified system to where uh you're not always impoverished. You're you're not always the king and the queen. So a lot of people overthrowed government, and all of that came into play. And we just gonna fast forward all the way up to 2024, where, like I said, there's still poverty going on. There's still a class system going on to where many people want to aspire to being upper class, to where the money doesn't money doesn't uh hold what am I trying to say? Money doesn't put a value on your everyday life. And when money doesn't put a value on your everyday life, far as how you experience life, because we all understand that this life is short. 100 years in this world is short. We start to just value how you get money, how you sustain money for the present, for the future, for your family, passed down generations, and especially for the present. The present is the worst these days because we become cutthroat. We become people who have lack of empathy, people who have lack of understanding, because we want to hold such a high value to our lives and to what we can bring to our family, that we're willing to bring harm. We're willing to mentally abuse, take advantage of people who looked out for us, people who cherished us, people who held us in high regards and allowed us to blossom into the people we are today. We I just feel like society is very much moving into a place where we hold money in such high regard that we just have no respect for our fellow man and what they bring to our lives, how such little things they may do for us to continue to flourish, that we just don't hold no what is it? No, it's not respect. We What is it? When they say appreciation is what I want to say. We have no appreciation. Like, I'm a married man. I'm I I'm a married man. I believe in being a provider for my family. I work two jobs at this point. I've been working two jobs for years. Even when I had one job, I worked 60, 70, 80 hours at the job a week just to provide a lifestyle for my family to where I could pay for everything and they not necessarily feel the burden of any any life's hardships on the daily. You know, you can't necessarily stop what happens, life experience they go through because they are their own people. Like my wife and my daughter, they are their own person. So when my wife goes to work, when my daughter goes to school, she'll experience life as she is. But when it comes to the financials, I don't want her to thinking, where's our next meal? Why is the lights not on? Why is no water running? Why is no hot water? Can we go on vacation? Can we go buy a toy from Target? Can we go get some ice cream? Can we go eat some crab legs? My wife want to go on vacation. Oh, go on vacation. Go have a girls trip. You don't have to necessarily work to provide for yourself. I'll take care of that. But I'm allowed to work those hours because she doesn't necessarily put a strain on me. I mean, she's my wife, so we all know what that comes with. But at the end of the day, the overall picture, she doesn't put a strain on me, and she allows me to work as much as I need to work to provide in that way. And she takes care of home. She takes care of my daughter when, coming home from her job to cook, clean, do homework. And these little things I don't undervalue. So when it's time for her to say, you know what, I want to go out with my friends this weekend. I want to go on a girls trip. I want to get a new car. I need some money just to spend and get my nails and hair done. All of these things, I it's no issue to go here. I appreciate what you do just to allow me to pay the bills and the extra money I'm getting for working so hard. That is for you to bask in that glory per se. And like I said, I want to bring this back to people being a root or evil. When you reach that point in life where you are the provider and you are truly bringing in an amount of money to where you aren't pressed for income, it's pressed in life to kind of keep your life moving. You shield people who you feel may interfere with that. If that is family, if that is friends, and it could come in the form of people borrowing money. It could come in the form of people wanting to, you say you have a business, people wanted to come in that business and say, hey, can I become a partner? What can I do to make some money? And you may see it like, hey, I kind of built this myself. I don't want to now share in my profits. And when we come to that, we start becoming cutthroat. We start becoming oh, I could only bring certain amount of people but so far. And it's sad. It's very sad when we just placing this much value on a dollar. We missing out on friendships. We missing out on relationships. We missing out on experiences of life because we we as people who don't really have much are protecting the little that we have. It's kind of, you know, when they say big business, they're not going to lose out on a profit. No matter what happens in big business, they'll lay off a whole division. They'll lay off 2,400 people, 25,000 people just to keep their bottom line. Big business within American society has infiltrated small business, regular everyday people. We're using that same mentality when it comes to the little thousands of dollars that we coming into. Not the millions and billions of dollars that is circulating in the world today. We're coming into thousands, hundreds of thousands, and becoming these people that we despise because, like I said, I'm a black man in America who deals with systematic racism and understanding that how this society is made up. It's only made for the few. It's made to be broken up as a few get to become billionaires, a few will get to become millionaires, a few get to become 100,000aires, and the rest of y'all get to fight over scraps. And the people who are fighting over scraps are then thinking like the people who are billionaires, and just it's just screwing up this whole thing where the man who are us black people who are fighting over these scraps, these thousands of dollars, just to fake keep up with the fake jewelry and the cars that we can't afford and the homes that we can't afford and the lifestyle we can't afford for Instagram and Twitter and all of this. I'm talking 2024, right? So we trying to keep up with the Joneses, and we are really being cutthroat to our friends and family. And in the reality, we not even making that much money to be acting like this. We making enough money to really be sticking together just to make it to the next day. It, a lot of people aren't, they don't have, listen, I'm not talking about thousands of dollars. I'm talking to the millions of dollar people too. If you actively, I'm talking to all the people who actively have to go to work to provide for their family. If you actively have to go to work to provide for your family, I don't care if you making 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, 2.5 million. If you are in a position where you are not making residual income, passive income, and you have to go out here every day and actually perform whatever task, whether it be a basketball player, whether it be a real estate agent, whether it be a rapper, whether it be a McDonald's worker, whether it be a armed security, whatever your job is, if you can't afford to break your leg and retire for the rest of your life saying, hey, I got enough in stocks and bonds, I got enough in whatever company I own that it'll run itself no matter what, no matter if I go to work tomorrow or not, I'm talking to you. We have to stop being evil to the people who want to make money with us, and stop feeling like they're cutting into our profit. Find a way to make more profit. 2 heads, 3 heads, 4 heads better than one. Let's start figuring out a way to make more money, more profit, and not feel like, oh, I can't bring my man on. I can't bring my family member on because they'll eat into my profits. Whatever my family member is doing, whatever my friend is doing, I can't work with them because they don't know. Let's teach them. We I just see too much in society where the people who just you're not established in wealth are are like I said, for the lack of a better term, being crabs in a bucket. It's too much money. It's too much ways out here to ever feel like you can't do business with your friend. You can't do business with family. Business and family don't mix. Business and friendships don't mix. No, they only don't mix to people who want to keep all the profits. People who ain't willing to teach. This is coming from a current situation that I'm watching, right? That I'm keeping my eyes on. And I really wanted to, it's a lot of these situations, but I wanted to interject in a way where I hear the person say business and friends don't mix. Now, we have a great example of LeBron James where business and friends made billions. You can't tell me business and friends don't mix. We got a great example of Jay-Z, the one and only Sean Carter, where he Ty, Dame, Biggs, even though it may not have worked out between Dame, Biggs, and Jay for the forever, but it worked out from what 94, 95, 96 to 2002 when it 10 say 8 to 10 year run, whatever it was. Like strong run 2020, I don't know, 10-year run, whatever it was. It I don't know the exact dates. But we got Emery coming out of jail, getting rock Rockefeller, I mean Rock Nation, the paper planes. That's what I wanted to say. We have examples of it working. I'm not finna go down the list of things working, but business and friends and family works. The Wayne's family, all the white people who passed Donald Trump, all the white people who passed on their businesses to their family. The notion I hear a black man say business and friends don't mix, business and family don't mix, it don't make no sense. It only don't mix when you're not willing to teach, when you're not willing to share in the profits, when you're not willing to come together and say, you know what, you may not have done the most. You may come in and just clean up. That cleanup is valuable when you living in the house. That cleanup is valuable to a person who is just too busy to clean and they gotta do other things. We don't look for the chef to be the chef. Then not we. I'm gonna say people with money. People with money, people who've had money, are used to money, don't look for the chef to be the nanny. The chef cooks the food. The nanny is the nanny. The cleaner is the cleaner. The accountant is the accountant. The lawyer is the lawyer. Like we on the come up once, if you're not doing everything that I can see you do, that you just deserve this small little cut. You deserve this little piece. You don't really deserve much. You only cooked. You had to eat. Somebody had to get the food. You can't go malnourished and do what you're doing. You can't go malnourished and work 80 hours a week being in the studio or writing your rhymes or getting your business plan together or whatever it is. Somebody got to take care of the kids. Somebody got to get the groceries, clean the house. Somebody got to make sure the bills is paid. Somebody, man, everybody get to share in the wealth when it comes to people who are used to having money, but people who just getting money and people with no money think the only way you get to participate in sharing in the wealth if you do 3 to 4 different things. You can't just do one thing and that gets you a nice little piece of the pie. No, that one thing should allow you to get a nice little piece of the pie because that one thing is one thing less that you have to do as the breadwinner. We got to start getting smarter, my people. We got to start getting smarter. The money is not the root of all evil. It's people. People who are trying to gatekeep, people who are trying to preserve the little bit that they have. Do you ever think it's going to take more than you to expand your business? Whatever your business is, you can only do but so much. You have to start delegating. You have to start allowing people to be in charge of things you may not think they may not do up to your standard. To grow your business, you have to put people in place and allow them to either make it happen or mess it up. Hopefully you catch them before they mess it up too much if they're going in that direction and you have to replace them with somebody else. We've been, listen, all us working class people, I've been working a job since whenever, right? I've had many coworkers, many good coworkers, many bad coworkers. All these companies that we work for they cycle through employees. But when it comes to us in our little small business, we think we're supposed to be with this same employee for the rest of our lives. I'm not saying employee as in a stranger. I'm talking about our man. Your man could do wrong. He could mess up. You might have to fire him. Your brother can, your sister can, your father, your mother, your aunt, your uncle, your grandmother, whoever's in your life. You may have to fire them because they couldn't do a job that they may have wanted. You might have to find use for them somewhere else. Look, Mom, I know you wanted to be my accountant. It's a lot more money coming in. You can't be my accountant no more. Look, you still gonna get paid whatever you gonna get paid, your salary, but I just need you to watch the kids now. It's not a money thing. The money you get is not attached to your title. We don't have the room to start delegating certain things of, you only get paid this much for this particular job. Let's grow our business first, and then we can start delegating what should be paid to who for whatever they do. We wonder why rich people spend whatever. We go to McDonald's and spend $7-8 on the worst food in the world. These rich people go to these 5-star Michelin star restaurants, spend $200 on a little plate of filet mignon. Something that looked like a little nugget. We think we getting value because we spend $12 at the Chinese buffet and it come with this whole big plate of food. Where they spend hundreds of dollars and get 3 little pieces of broccoli. and a little bit of spoonful of mashed potatoes and this little bit of piece of filet mignon. And we putting the value on somebody because they watch the kids or they just clean up. People with money overpay for the same. A maid for Bill Gates probably gets paid $150,000, but somebody who's not our maid, who's our wife, who's our man. Oh, you only do the maid thing. You only clean up. You only need $500. You don't need $1,000. You only wash dishes. The dishwasher at the rich guy house makes $100,000 a year. The value needs to be placed on the people and how. If you do that, that means I don't have to do that. I can continue my path on getting to it. Listen, people. I value us. I value us. I value the skin. I value us as working class. We gotta stop trying to think it's all about making these little bit of scraps, man. As my as one of the people I admire, Star, these nigga pennies. We really fighting over nigga pennies, man. Listen, I know I speak about this again. I just had to get this off. Man, listen. We gotta do better, man. We just gotta do better. When it comes to this money, we gotta do better. This 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 American money is dollars, man. It's paper. It's not even backed by anything anymore. It's paper. It's it's and I'm saying that to say it's out here to get. That's why I'm saying that. It's not like a limited amount to where it used to be backed by gold, so it's only a certain amount printed. So to get your hands on it, it was kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying? We live in 2024 where they printing out this money. We got credit. We got cryptocurrency now. We got labor, skilled labor. We got so many ways. We have so many ways to now get to it and have value in this piece of paper. We just holding up like it's the greatest thing. We can get to it. We can get to it if we just don't limit ourselves to you friends and business don't mix. Listen, I want to thank you for rocking with me. I hope you really just get I need us to really get it up here.